Hey everyone, welcome to Ank's English, your ultimate destination for turning English learning into an electrifying adventure. I'm Ank, your host, and I'm absolutely buzzing with excitement to be here with you today. Have you ever been in that awkward moment when someone asks, "So, what do you do?" and your brain scrambles for the right English words to describe your job? Or maybe you're bursting with big career dreams but feel stuck trying to express them clearly and confidently. If that sounds like you, you're in the perfect place. Today, we're diving deep into a super practical topic for our A1 English learners: how to talk about your job, your daily hustle, your workplace vibe, your past experiences, and your wildest career aspirations with poise and personality. This is going to be a thrilling, jam-packed journey, so stick with me until the very end. Hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and let's make English come alive together. Talking about your job is like opening a window to your world. It's something we all do, whether connecting with a new friend, shining in a job interview, or chatting at a family gathering. It's your chance to light up the conversation and show what makes you, you. Before we dive in, a massive thank you to all of you watching. If you're loving what we're doing at Ank's English, please smash that thumbs up button. It keeps our channel thriving. Share it with your crew, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's keep this learning party rocking. Ready to explore the world of work? Let's jump right in. Let's kick things off with that classic question: what do you do? It's the question that pops up everywhere, at coffee shops, networking events, or even on a first date. Answering it clearly and with confidence is your first step to making a stellar impression. The simplest way is to share your job title in a way that feels natural and authentic. For me, I'd say I'm a content creator and host for Ank's English. It's short, it's punchy, and it tells people exactly what I do. But you can add a little sparkle to make it stand out. Try something like, I work as a video creator, crafting lessons that empower English learners like you to shine. It's got that extra zing, right? You can also weave in where you work to give more context. For example, I could say, I create content for an online learning platform that inspires learners across the globe. If you're your own boss, you might say, I'm a freelancer, building my own brand as a graphic designer. That's like waving a flag of independence, and it feels so empowering to share. If you don't have a traditional job title, no problem. You could say, I run my own small business, designing handmade crafts, or I'm a student, but I also work part-time as a barista. The goal is to keep it simple, but let your personality peek through, like you're introducing yourself at a networking event and want to leave a lasting impression. What if you're between jobs or exploring new paths? You can still shine. Try, I'm currently exploring new career opportunities in marketing, or I'm a student preparing to launch my career in tech. Practice saying your job title out loud. It's like a mini rehearsal for real-life conversations. Imagine you're meeting someone new and you want them to walk away thinking, wow, they sound so interesting. To make it even more engaging, add a touch of enthusiasm. For instance, if you're a chef, you might say, I'm a chef, creating dishes that bring joy to every table. Or if you're a volunteer, you could say, I volunteer at a local shelter, helping animals find loving homes. It's all about capturing the essence of what you do in a way that feels true to you. Let's take it a step further. Sometimes people want to know what your workplace is like. You could say, I work for a small startup with a creative vibe, or I'm self-employed, running my own photography business from home. These details add depth and make your answer more memorable. Now let's talk about how to handle follow-up questions. If someone asks, "What's that like?" you can expand by saying, "It's exciting because I get to be creative every day." Or, "It's challenging but rewarding to help customers solve problems." These responses keep the conversation flowing and show you're confident in your role. Now, let's dive into the heart of your job, your responsibilities. This is where you get to paint a vivid picture of your work life and show what makes your role special. For me, I'd say my main job is crafting fun, engaging English lessons and connecting with amazing learners like you to boost your confidence in speaking. It's all about bringing joy and inspiration to every video I create. To describe your responsibilities clearly, you can use some super versatile phrases. Try, "I'm responsible for," followed by your key task. For example, I'm responsible for scripting and filming videos that make English feel approachable. Or you could say, My core role is designing activities that help learners speak English boldly. Another fantastic phrase is, "Every day I focus on." For me, that's every day I focus on brainstorming fresh ideas to keep our lessons exciting and impactful. These phrases are like tools in your English toolbox. They make your description sound polished and professional without being complicated. Think about what makes your job unique. If you're a baker, you might say, "I'm in charge of creating delicious pastries and making customers smile with every bite." If you're a teacher, you could say, "My main task is guiding students to unlock their potential and discover new skills." Even if your job feels routine, describing it with enthusiasm makes it shine. A delivery driver might say, "Every day, I focus on getting packages to customers on time and spreading a bit of cheer along the way." Or a nurse could say, "I'm responsible for caring for patients and coordinating with doctors to ensure the best care possible." Try jotting down your top 3 tasks and practice saying them with these phrases. It's a game changer for sounding confident. To add more flavor, you can describe how your tasks impact others. For example, if you're a customer service rep, you might say, "My core role is solving customer problems," which makes their day easier and builds trust with our company. Or if you're a student with a part-time job, you could say, "I'm responsible for organizing events at my campus, bringing students together for fun and connection." These details show the value you bring, making your role sound meaningful and engaging. Let's say you're a freelancer. Your responsibilities might shift daily. You could say, "Every day, I focus on managing client projects and creating designs that tell their story." The key is to highlight what drives you and makes your work matter. Let's zoom in on your daily routine now. People are always curious about what your workday looks like, from the moment you start to when you finally kick back and relax. For me, I'd say I start my day at 8 a.m. with a steaming mug of coffee. It's my secret weapon. Then I dive into scripting videos, which keeps me busy until noon. After a quick lunch, I'm either filming in our vibrant studio or editing at my cozy home desk. And I usually wrap up around 5 p.m. Breaks are a huge part of my day. I sneak in a 10-minute snack break at 11 a.m. to recharge, and I love grabbing lunch with my team at 1 p.m. to share laughs and swap ideas. Those moments are like little bursts of energy that keep my day balanced and fun. You can describe your routine with phrases like, "A typical day for me looks like." For example, a typical day looks like brainstorming lesson ideas, filming content, and planning new projects with my team. Or try, I usually start my day by reviewing feedback from learners to make our videos even better. If you're a retail worker, you might say, a typical day involves opening the store at 9 a.m., helping customers all day, and restocking shelves before closing at 6 p.m. Add details like, I take a coffee break at 2 p.m. to catch my breath, and I love joking with my coworkers during downtime. A freelancer could say, I start at 10 a.m., planning tasks, work on client projects until lunch, take a stretch break, and dive back in until 4 p.m. If you're a construction worker, you might say, a typical day starts at 7 a.m. on site, building structures and collaborating with my team. We take a lunch break at noon, and I finish around 3 p.m. These details make your routine relatable, like inviting someone to walk through your day with you. To make it even richer, include specific moments that define your day. For example, if you're a teacher, you could say, I start at 8 a.m. preparing lesson plans, teach classes until lunch, then spend the afternoon grading papers and meeting with students. I take a quick break at 10 a.m. for tea, and I love chatting with colleagues about new teaching ideas. Or if you're a barista, you might say, a typical day involves setting up the coffee machine at 6 a.m., serving customers with a smile, and cleaning up before closing at 2 p.m. I sneak in a quick break at 10 a.m. to sip some coffee myself. These specifics create a vivid picture and make your story engaging. You can also mention challenges or highlights. For instance, I might say, some days I juggle tight deadlines for video edits, but seeing your comments makes it all worth it. This adds a human touch that connects with your listener. Now, let's talk about your work environment. It sets the vibe for your day. Do you work from a cozy home office, a bustling city office, or out in the open air? I'd say I work in a hybrid setup, splitting my time between a lively downtown studio and my quiet home office. The studio has this electric, creative energy that fires me up, but I love the calm flexibility of working from home. Some jobs are totally different. Maybe you're a park ranger working under the vast open sky, a barista in a cozy cafe with the aroma of coffee all around, or a delivery driver cruising through the city. The atmosphere matters too. Is your workplace formal, with suits and strict rules, or relaxed and casual? I'd say my workplace has a chill, creative vibe where we wear comfy clothes and focus on collaboration. Your colleagues are a big part of this. For me, my team is like a tight-knit crew. We're always supporting each other and tossing around new ideas. Let's sprinkle in some useful vocab to make your descriptions pop. Try Open Plan Office for a big, shared workspace. Or deadline. That's when you need to finish a task by a specific time. Other terms like manager, your boss, teammate, your colleague, client, a customer, or flexible schedule, choosing your work hours, add depth to your story. For example, you might say, I work in an open plan office with tight deadlines, but my teammates make it fun. Or if you're a freelancer, I have a flexible schedule, working from home and meeting clients online. If you're a teacher, you could say, I work in a classroom with a warm, supportive atmosphere, collaborating with fellow teachers. To add more color, describe the physical space or mood. For instance, a nurse might say, I work in a busy hospital with a fast-paced vibe, but my team's support keeps me going. Or a gardener could say, I work outdoors, surrounded by nature, which feels so refreshing despite tight project deadlines. These details help others visualize your work life and make your story more engaging. You can also mention tools or routines that shape your environment. For me, I'd say, my studio is filled with bright lights and cameras, creating a lively space for filming, but my home office is quiet with just my laptop and a cup of tea. These contrasts show the variety in your work life and keep the conversation interesting. Let's get personal now. How do you feel about your job? This is where you let your emotions shine through. I'd say I'm absolutely in love with my job because it's creative and I get to inspire learners like you all over the world. It feels like I'm sharing a piece of my soul with every video I create. But let's keep it real. Not every part is a fairy tale. I adore filming and connecting with you all, but editing can feel like wading through quicksand sometimes. You can share what lights you up and what's less exciting. Maybe I love solving problems in my job, but long meetings can drain my energy. If you're thinking of a change, you could say, I'm exploring new paths with more flexibility or creativity. It's okay to want something new. It shows you're growing. If you're a student, you might say, I love my part-time job as a tutor because I get to help others learn, but the late hours can be tough. Or if you're a chef, I'm passionate about creating new dishes, but cleaning up at the end of a shift isn't my favorite. These honest reflections make your story relatable and human. To go deeper, share why your job matters to you. For example, I might say, creating videos for you all feels like a mission to spread confidence and connection through language. Or a social worker could say, my job is rewarding because I help families navigate tough times, even if the paperwork can be overwhelming. If you're not thrilled with your job, you can still keep it positive. My job has taught me a lot about teamwork, but I'm looking for a role with more creative freedom. This balance shows authenticity and ambition. You can also mention how your job aligns with your values. For instance, if you're an environmentalist, you might say, I love working for a green energy company because it aligns with my passion for sustainability, though the long hours can be challenging. These insights make your story compelling and personal. Let's take a trip down memory lane, your past jobs and what you learned from them. Your career history is like a book of experiences that shape who you are today. I'd say, before Anx English, I worked as a social media coordinator for a small startup where I learned to craft content that grabs attention and builds connections. Maybe you'd say, I used to be a waiter, and it taught me how to stay calm under pressure and connect with all kinds of people. These moments are like stepping stones in your career journey. Highlight skills you gained. For example, in my last job as a receptionist, I learned to manage time like a pro and handle multiple tasks at once. Or my old job as a tutor showed me how to explain complex ideas simply. Even part-time or volunteer work counts. As a student, I worked at a bookstore, learning how to engage with customers and manage inventory. If you've had multiple roles, you can say, I've worked as a cashier, a camp counselor, and a freelance writer, each teaching me resilience and adaptability. These reflections show growth and make your story compelling. To add depth, share a specific moment that stood out. For example, I once managed a social media campaign that doubled our followers, which taught me the power of creative storytelling. Or, as a waiter, I handled a busy night with a smile, learning patience and teamwork. These anecdotes make your career story vivid and memorable. If you're just starting out, you can focus on skills from school or hobbies. For instance, as a student, I led a club project, which taught me leadership and organization. Every experience counts, and sharing it builds a rich picture of your journey. Looking forward is where things get exciting, your future career goals. This is where you get to dream big and share your vision. I'd say, in 5 years, I see myself running my own global content platform, reaching millions of learners with fun, inspiring English lessons. I also want to grow my skills. I'm excited to master video production and storytelling to create even more impactful content. My ultimate dream job? Hosting a worldwide English show that brings people together through learning and connection. What's your dream? You could say, I want to become a leader in my field. Or, my dream is to start my own business and make a difference. Share skills you want to learn to show ambition. For example, I'm eager to learn digital marketing to grow my brand. Or, I want to improve my leadership skills to guide a team someday. These goals show a hunger for growth. Imagine sharing your dream job at a dinner party. It's like lighting a spark that inspires others too. Maybe your dream is traveling the world as a photographer, capturing stories through my lens, or becoming a doctor to help communities thrive. To make it even richer, tie your goals to your passions. For me, I'd say, my dream is to create content that not only teaches English, but also builds bridges between cultures. Or a tech enthusiast might say, I want to develop apps that solve real-world problems, which is why I'm learning to code. You can also mention smaller steps toward your goals. For instance, I'm taking an online course in video editing to level up my skills. Or, I'm networking with professionals to learn more about my industry. These details show you're proactive and make your dreams feel achievable. Dream big. It's what fuels growth and inspires others. Finally, let's talk about how to spark conversations about someone else's job. It's a fantastic way to connect and keep a chat flowing. The classic question is, what do you do? It's simple, friendly, and opens the door to their story. Follow up with, do you love your job? Or how long have you been there? To show genuine interest. For deeper conversations, try, what's the most exciting part of your job? Or what does a typical day look like for you? These questions invite people to share more, making the conversation rich and engaging. You can also ask, what's the biggest challenge you face at work? Or, what do you love most about your team? These show you're curious and care about their experience. Imagine meeting someone new at a cafe. Using these questions is like building a bridge to a great conversation. To take it further, tailor your questions to the context. If you're at a professional event, you might ask, what inspired you to get into this field? If it's a casual chat, try, what's the funniest thing that's happened at your job? These variations keep the conversation lively and show you're engaged. Practice these questions, and you'll be the person everyone loves talking to. To make it even more practical, think about how to respond to their answers. If they say, I'm a teacher, you could reply, that's amazing. What's your favorite part about teaching? This keeps the dialogue flowing and builds a connection. You can also share a bit about yourself to balance the conversation. For example, after they share, you might say, that sounds so interesting. I create videos for English learners, and I love the creative side of it. This exchange creates a natural back and forth that feels warm and engaging. Wow, we've covered so much today, from nailing your job description to dreaming big about your future and sparking awesome conversations. You're now armed with a toolbox of phrases to talk about your work like a pro. Practice these at home. Describe your job, your routine, or ask a friend about their work. It's all about building confidence and having fun with English. A massive thank you for joining me on Anx English. If you love this video, please subscribe, share it with your friends, and drop a comment below. Tell me, what's the coolest part of your job? Or what's your ultimate dream career? I'm so excited to read your stories. Keep learning, keep shining, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.